a terrible accident that raises real concerns on safety with the bridge as it is right now.
A ball of flames erupts on the Brent Spence Bridge after a crash. The light of day revealing the extent of the damage to both the lower and upper decks. Someone said it looks like a missile struck the bridge. Questions about the safety mean we could be living with a traffic nightmare for some time.
Now, the bridge, at best, will be closed several days, but we ought to be prepared for more disruption, potentially significantly more disruption.
And with that, we say good evening to you. That fiery and hazardous material spill creating a nightmare scenario. Hours later, inspectors still could not get safely on that bridge.
ODOT estimates 160,000 vehicles cross the Brent Spence Bridge every day, and it may be out of commission for a while. Local 12's Christian Hauser begins our coverage with details on the search to find out what went wrong and whether the bridge will be safe to reopen. Christian, what are you finding out at this point?
Sadly, we don't have any good news other than no one was injured in this early morning crash. But right now, the Kentucky Department of Kentucky Transportation Cabinet is working to line up everything it will think it needs to repair this bridge. And that includes possibly going to the federal government to ask for money through an emergency declaration. Now, here's everything we know about the bridge and the crash that happened earliest this morning. It was around 2:45 when a semi-truck jackknifed in the bridge and then a second tractor trailer crashed into that. No one was seriously hurt from the crash or the fire that raged for several hours, but you can see the black soot left after the fire. More than 400 gallons of diesel fuel was the main cause of the blaze. And take a look at the video we were able to get with Skyview 12. It really gets you close to the crash scene and shows you what is left of those semi-trucks. Inspectors know there is visible damage to the bridge and the concrete roadway, but right now we haven't heard if there's any structural damage that would cause the bridge to be closed for a significant amount of time. We're talking weeks, possibly months. And now we can get a better look at the wreckage and what's left of those semi-trucks. Now, earlier today, the state said that they believe the fire reached temperatures of about 1,500 degrees. A structural engineer that I've been going back and forth with through email, she's an assistant professor at UC, tells me steel can begin to buckle at half that temperature. She says 750 degrees is when it can begin to lose its structural strength. Now, here's what Governor Beshear said just a short time ago regarding getting inspectors in close enough to look at the steel.
The debris is the obstacle for the inspections to begin. The temperature of the bridge is no longer the obstacle. There are no new updates on the bridge condition, but that tells you what our process is in getting to ultimately know exactly how much damage, what needs to be done, and how long it may be out of service.
And Governor Beshear is asking everyone to do everything they can to try and ease congestion in this area. He even asked employers that if they may have brought some employees back to let them continue to work from home for the next several days, if not weeks, until this is fixed. And remember, again, this is not just a crucial artery for Cincinnati and northern Kentucky. This is a major trucking artery for the entire country, and about 3.5–4% of the nation's GDP crosses that bridge on a daily basis. For now, live in Devou Park, Christian Hauser, Local 12 News.
Yeah, Christian, I was thinking that it's a regional impact. It really is. For people just joining us, I mean, we've had fiery crashes there before, but this was so intense because there was a hazardous material on one of the trucks, right?
Well, that's right, but they actually think that the sodium hydroxide is what was the material on there, and that it can actually combust when water is sprayed on it. So you have this fire that fire crews are working to put out, and the chemical itself in that truck would actually combust more because of that water. But officials tell me that it was the diesel fuel was the primary cause of this. Told about 400 gallons was spilled and then just erupted into flames, and that's where a majority of the fire and damage came from.
Wow, and amazing no one was hurt. Thank you, Christian. And we are still waiting to hear from police about what caused that first truck to crash.